Sorry I couldn't make it today, but I did want to share my thoughts on these two movies because I have very strong opinions about them. Let's start with Havoc, a movie that we waited years to get our hands on, to finally see. It was shot in 2021, sat on the shelf for like 4 years, and we finally just now got it because I guess Tom Hardy's schedule was just kind of crazy. Was it worth the wait? Well, let's start with the positives. The fights were really good. They were a lot of fun. They actually had a really great sense of danger, and they were really gory. That's so cool, and so much more gory than what we're used to seeing. But whenever people aren't fighting, the movie kind of sucks. It kind of has the feel of Netflix slop. You know what I'm talking about. Everything looks kind of flat. It's really expensive movie, but looks cheap. You have that random extra actor, in this case, Luis Guzman, who shows up just long enough to be more than a cameo before being killed off, so they don't have to pay him too much. The story, it's boilerplate. Tom Hardy kind of doesn't really feel like he wants to be there. And honestly, it's a bit of a bummer. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not even a bad movie. It's just really forgettable. Silent Night, a movie that we waited like, what, 20 years for John Woo to finally come back and make an English language movie, only to have him make a no language movie because there's no dialogue in this movie at all. And you know what? I kind of like that. When this movie came out, it was divisive. I think the biggest problem was they sold it as this kick-ass revenge thriller about a man who basically hones himself into a weapon using YouTube and a home gym he puts together to go get revenge for the death of his son. And the movie we got is deeply critical of that kind of attitude and that kind of mentality. Joel Kinnaman's character is really not supposed to be aspirational. If anything, is very tragic. Here's this guy who's so consumed by grief and so consumed by just anger and rage and powerlessness that he basically walks away from his own life. He abandons his wife, who's also grieving the death of their son. He creates this dorky little, revenge calendar. This is not John Woo in face-off mode. This is John Woo in bullet to the head mode, using really, really well executed action sequences to tell a story of tragedy and how violence destroys us little by little from the inside.